Begum Khaleda Zia, the life, struggle, and legacy of Bangladesh's first female prime minister. Begum Khaleda Zia is one of the most influential and controversial political figures in the history of Bangladesh. She was not only the first woman to become Prime Minister of Bangladesh, but also one of the very few women in the Muslim world to lead a democratic government during the late 20th century. Her life is a story of sudden entry into politics, fierce rivalry, political survival, imprisonment, illness, and enduring influence. Loved by millions, criticized by many, and remembered by history, Khaleda Zia's journey mirrors the turbulent political landscape of Bangladesh itself. This is the complete biography of Begum Khaleda Zia, her childhood, marriage, rise to power, achievements, controversies, struggles, and legacy. Early life and family background. Begum Khaleda Zia was born on August 15, 1945 in Dinajpur, which was then part of British India. Her father, Iskander Majumdar, was a businessman, and her mother, Tayyeba Majumdar, was a homemaker. She grew up in a middle-class family, far away from political power or influence. Unlike many political leaders, Khaleda Zia did not grow up dreaming of politics. She lived a quiet, traditional life, focused on family, education, and social responsibilities. She completed her education in Dinajpur and later moved to Dhaka after marriage. Marriage to Ziaur Rahman. In 1960, Khaleda married Major Ziaur Rahman, a rising officer in the Pakistani army. At that time, Ziaur Rahman was not yet a national hero, just a disciplined, ambitious military officer. Their life changed dramatically during the Liberation War of Bangladesh in 1971. Ziaur Rahman became a legendary figure after broadcasting the first declaration of independence on behalf of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. While Ziaur Rahman fought on the battlefield, Khaleda Zia lived a life of fear and uncertainty, often moving for safety with her children. This period shaped her mental strength, patience, and resilience. Becoming the wife of the president. After independence, Ziaur Rahman rose rapidly through military and political ranks. In 1977, he became the president of Bangladesh. Suddenly, Khaleda Zia found herself as the First Lady of the country, a role she never planned for. Despite her position, she remained reserved and low profile, avoiding political speeches or public controversies. Tragedy struck on May 30, 1981, when President Ziaur Rahman was assassinated in Chattogram during a military coup attempt. Khaleda Zia became a widow overnight, shocked, grieving, and unprepared for what lay ahead. Entry into politics. After Ziaur Rahman's death, the Bangladesh Nationalist Party faced uncertainty. Senior leaders believed that only Khaleda Zia could unite the party and preserve Zia's legacy. Initially reluctant, she eventually accepted the call of politics. In 1984, she became the chairperson of BNP. Bangladesh was then under the military rule of General Hussein Mohammad Ershad. Khaleda Zia emerged as a symbol of resistance, leading protests, strikes, and movements demanding democracy. Her leadership style was calm but firm. She spoke softly but stood strongly. Fall of military rule and rise to power. During the late 1980s, Khaleda Zia led a united opposition movement against Ershad's regime. In 1990, massive public protests forced Ershad to resign, restoring democracy. In the 1991 general election, BNP won, and Begum Khaleda Zia became the Prime Minister of Bangladesh. She made history as the first woman Prime Minister of the country. First term as Prime Minister, 1991 to 1996, approximately 4 minutes. During her first term, Bangladesh returned to a parliamentary democratic system. Key achievements: restoration of democracy, strengthening parliamentary institutions, economic liberalization, expansion of private media, education and infrastructure development. However, her government also faced allegations of corruption, political violence, growing rivalry with Sheikh Hasina. Political rivalry with Khaleda Zia. The rivalry between Khaleda Zia and Sheikh Hasina became one of the most intense political rivalries in world politics. This rivalry was personal, ideological, and historical. Their conflict divided the nation into two camps and shaped Bangladeshi politics for decades. Second term and caretaker government crisis, 1996. In February 1996, BNP won a controversial election boycotted by opposition parties. Mass protests forced Khaleda Zia to resign, introduce the caretaker government system. This system later became a crucial part of Bangladesh's electoral process. Third term as Prime Minister, 2001 to 2006. In 2001, BNP returned to power with a landslide victory. Key developments: economic growth, infrastructure expansion, war on terrorism cooperation, improved relations with Muslim countries. Criticism included rise of extremism, corruption allegations, political unrest, imprisonment, and legal battles. After 2007, Khaleda Zia faced numerous corruption cases. In 2018, she was sentenced to prison. Due to severe illness, she was later released on conditional bail. Her imprisonment marked the most difficult chapter of her life. Health struggles and final years. In her later years, Khaleda Zia suffered from liver disease, heart complications, and arthritis. She remained mostly out of public view, but continued to inspire supporters. Death and national reaction. Her death marked the end of an era. Millions mourned her passing, remembering her as a democratic leader, a symbol of resistance, a controversial but historic figure. Legacy and historical importance. Begum Khaleda Zia's legacy is complex. She will be remembered as Bangladesh's first woman prime minister, a key figure in restoring democracy, one of the most powerful women in South Asian politics. History will judge her beyond politics as a woman who entered power through tragedy and ruled through determination. Closing words. Begum Khaleda Zia's life reminds us that leadership is often born from loss, struggle, and sacrifice. Her story is not just political, it is deeply human.